When we look at children's play from an early learning or an early education perspective, we're very child-led, but we still tend to see play in a very developmental or learning-led perspective, which means that adults still take a very prominent role in what it is that the child is doing. Children, however, don't look at play in the same way. Children tend to look at play in the moment. They tend to concentrate on what it is that they're doing at that exact moment in time, without any real consideration of what the consequence or the outcome of that play will be. A Playwork perspective takes a very similar viewpoint. It starts from the position of saying that children's play is intrinsic, biological, a natural maturational process. But it goes further by saying that children are perfectly capable of playing in a spontaneous way if the conditions are right. So what Playwork does is it concentrates on making those conditions right so that children can play independently of adults. By those conditions, we're talking about the idea of making the physical space right, we're talking about making the objects in that space right, but the principal thing we're looking at is the idea of the adult's role in the context of the playing child. I'm going to be taking this idea a little further at a keynote speech for the Wisconsin Early Childhood Association on the 14th of November, in which I'll be talking about play value, measuring play from a Playwork perspective. In that keynote speech, I'm going to be looking very much at the idea of how do we actually enable children to play without direct adult involvement and yet still satisfy those many outcomes and that developmental process that we need in the context of early learning.